In this short video we're going to have a look at how to structure your first working skills assignment. You can see on the right hand side here we've got the assignment with the assignment brief, and on the left hand I've got a blank document. So where you need to start all your assignments is with an appropriate introduction. So in that section you'll just introduce all the different areas that you're going to have a look at throughout your assignment. From there you can probably deal with the first two bullet points listed within task 1 as one section. So you can have an internal and external customer and appropriate skills subheading. And under that subheading you will describe who the internal and external customers are for two different service groups. So you can pick one emergency service or one armed service or a local authority, but ensure that you've got two different ones. For each then, have a look at the key working skills that they use. It doesn't have to be everything that we've covered in class, but certainly at least 3 of them. And try and link them to the internal and external customers, showing how those skills may be adapted in those situations. From there, try use the next subheading to cover the comparison of skills. And in this section you would compare how, for example, the police may adapt verbal communication to situations that is different to the way that the armed forces would adapt verbal communication to a given situation. And try to understand how and why the skills would be different. So consider the situations and state why they're different. So that would cover off the 4th bullet point as well under this 3rd subheading. So I'll pop that in there. Finally then, we can look at the consequences of poor use of skills, which will cover the final 2 bullet points. So what are the consequences of working skills not used effectively, and what might happen to the integrity of the services. So the key consequence for poor use of skill is obviously going to be poor customer experience, essentially, and then how that might be damaged in terms of the integrity. Try and tie in a real example of how poor communication has been used, or some other examples of poor use of skills and how that has adversely affected the services. So we'll have a look at some examples in class and you can tie those in. Finally then, ensure that you include some kind of conclusion to the work that you've been doing. And it's also important to include a bibliography. We want you to get used to using one. So have a separate bibliography section, and under there are certain key considerations that you must make. Your bibliography must always be alphabetical. You need to make sure that you include any books, journals or websites that you use. Now in the sources of information section here in the assignment brief, you can see we've got books and websites listed, and that's the style that you would need to use in your bibliography. And again, we'll spend a little bit more time in class looking at that, but that is essentially the structure that you need to try and achieve. Because you'll be submitting electronically, all your work will go immediately after the assignment brief. So you'll start your introduction, where my mouse pointer is at the moment, and continue the work throughout the rest of it, and then save the assignment.